It's a beautiful morning in the neighborhood. Okay, Nix, go to the bathroom. And off he goes, racing through the neighborhood, until he finds the perfect spot.
Welcome to Yoldai's Pet Corner.
You know how dogs will chase anything that moves? Cars, bikes, squirrels, leaves that look suspicious. Well, this dog didn't chase the motorcycle. She jumped in front of it. And what happened next made international news, veterinary journals, and animal behavior studies because it wasn't instinct. It was a decision. And it happened in 2011 in the Philippines. The place, Zamboanga City in the Philippines. It's a normal afternoon, the kind where the heat shimmers off the pavement and the neighborhood settles into a quiet rhythm. Life moves at a relaxed pace. Children play, neighbors chat, and the familiar sounds of the city provide a constant, comforting backdrop. On this particular day, everything felt ordinary, just like any other. Two young girls, Princess Dahn Sui and her cousin Dahn Sui, were walking across the road, likely heading home from school or an errand. Lost in their own world of conversation and youthful concerns, they stepped onto the street, unaware of anything but the path directly in front of them. Far down the lane, the low hum of an engine began to rise, quickly growing into a disruptive roar. A motorcycle was accelerating, weaving through the quiet street with a speed that didn't belong in a residential area. The girls didn't see it. They didn't hear it. The danger was closing in, completely unnoticed, but someone else did. A silent observer, watching from the side of the road. A mixed-breed street dog the neighborhood called Kabang. She was a familiar presence, a gentle shadow who lingered near the Diansui family's home. Kabang wasn't a guard dog. She wasn't trained for protection and didn't officially belong to the family. She was simply a stray, one of many in the city. But a bond had formed. She hung around the house because the girls were kind to her, offering scraps of food, gentle pats, and a sense of belonging. This quiet, unspoken friendship was her only real attachment. In that split second, as the motorcycle bore down on the oblivious children, Kabang's world narrowed to three things: the girls she cared for, the rapidly approaching threat, and the shrinking space between them. And in that instant, she made a choice. With an explosive burst of energy, Kabang sprinted from the roadside, not toward the girls to herd them, but directly toward the collision course. Instead of barking a warning, instead of chasing the bike from behind, she did the unthinkable. She launched herself directly into its path, transforming her own body into a living shield. It was a deliberate act of interception. The motorcycle struck Kabang full force. The violent impact threw her several feet, but it did exactly what she seemed to intend. It slowed the bike just enough for the girls to scramble clear of the danger. They walked away with only minor scrapes and the shock of their near miss. Kabang, however, did not. The crash crushed her upper jaw and snout, leaving her with catastrophic facial injuries. Her heroic choice had come at a devastating cost. To understand what happened in that split second, we have to look past the chaos and into the canine mind. Here's where the science truly matters. Because Kabang's choice wasn't random, it was a rapid, deliberate calculation rooted in deep-seated cognitive abilities. Dogs are highly sensitive to a complex web of environmental data. They are wired to predict motion, constantly calculating the speed, angle, and closing distance of moving objects. They are also masters at reading human attention cues, watching our eyes and body language to understand our focus and intentions. And crucially, they form powerful protective bonds, guarding what they value, even outside the traditional bounds of ownership. Animal behaviorists later referenced Kabang's action as a textbook example of protective intervention behavior. This is where a dog consciously places themselves between a perceived threat and their familiar humans. It's a trait often seen in highly trained working dogs, police K9s, search and rescue animals. But Kabang was not one of them. She was a gentle shadow on a neighborhood street. She had no formal training, no commands to follow. She had only attachment. Studies show dogs can recognize the trajectory of moving objects and anticipate collisions, sometimes even faster and more accurately than humans. They don't just hear a threat, they see its path. In that critical moment, Kabang didn't just react to the roar of the engine, she reacted to what was about to happen. She saw the collision course, understood the danger to the girls, and made a choice to intercept. The impact was violent. The motorcycle slowed just enough for the girls to stumble clear with only minor scrapes. But Kabang took the full force of the collision, suffering a catastrophic facial injury. Neighbors rushed in, wrapping her gently and carrying her to the nearest clinic. Local vets did what they could to stabilize her, but her injuries were far too severe. The specialized equipment needed for the complex surgery simply wasn't available. It seemed like a hopeless situation. But then, something incredible happened. Word of her selfless act began to spread, first locally, then rippling outwards from the clinic to newsrooms and across continents. Her story went global. An online fundraising campaign was started, and donations began pouring in from every corner of the world. Enough was raised to fly her to a world-class veterinary hospital in the United States for the reconstructive surgery she desperately needed, funded entirely by strangers moved by her courage. The experienced surgeons who treated her were astonished, later stating she should not have survived that impact. But Kabang did survive, because sometimes communities, like packs, can form across thousands of miles to protect one of their own. And after months of recovery, she finally went back home to the girls she saved. Because this story isn't about a trained hero. It's about a street dog who understood danger before humans did and chose to take the hit, not chase, not bark, intercept. A quiet street. Danger passes. The choice made. Lives saved. Kabang courage over instinct. But here's the thing. Kabang isn't the only animal who stepped into danger instead of away from it. In part 2, we're going to a place where the threat didn't come from a vehicle. It came from something far more silent, far more deadly. Hey, I hear Nick's wandering around. Let's go see what he's up to.
Hi, Yoldi and Scooby here for Yoldi's Pet Corner. And last week we got 3 subscribers, 3 bones. I said that I'd be bringing on Scooby. Here he is. And now he's got his bone. Thank you.
This photo was taken around 3:30 inches the morning by my wife, and it captures a moment you don't see every day. This is Rocky. Next week you will get to see him. We're also putting up a poll on our community page so you can help decide which dog you'd like to see featured in the next video. Your vote matters, so be sure to check it out. And if you're enjoying these stories, don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss what comes next.
Hi, Dad. I love your stories. And if you at home enjoy them too, please, pretty please hit like and subscribe. It makes me so happy.
Thank you, Nix. Have a treat. You've earned it. All right, welcome back. For those just joining us, here's a quick recap. In part 1, we told the incredible story of Kabang, a street dog in the Philippines. She was a hero in the truest sense of the word. She saw a speeding motorcycle about to collide with 2 little girls from her adopted family. Instead of barking or running away, she made a choice. She jumped directly into its path, taking the full impact to save them. There was no training involved, no command was given. It was a selfless act born from pure attachment, a split-second decision that redefined loyalty. Which brings us to today's hero. This one has a different coat, but the same courage, whiskers, attitude, and the tackling form of a professional athlete. It's a story that forces us to ask a fascinating question. Why would a cat, an animal often seen as solitary and independent, tackle a dog to protect a child? To find the answer, we need to travel to a quiet suburban street. Let's go to Bakersfield, California, the 13th of May 2014. The place, Bakersfield, California. The date, the 13th of May 2014. It's a perfectly ordinary Tuesday afternoon in a quiet suburban neighborhood. The kind of day where nothing remarkable is expected to happen. In his family's driveway, 4-year-old Jeremy Triantafilo is enjoying the simple freedom of childhood, pedaling his small bicycle in circles. Nearby, lounging in the warm California sun, is Tara, the family cat. She seems completely at ease, just another fixture in this peaceful domestic scene. But the tranquility is about to be shattered. Across the street, a neighbor's dog, a Labrador mix, slips out of its yard. There's no bark, no playful posture, just a silent, focused charge. Its target is clear. Without warning, the dog sprints across the asphalt, a missile of muscle and teeth aimed directly at the unsuspecting child. What you are about to see was all caught on the family's home security camera. There is no narration, no dramatic edits, just the raw, unfiltered reality of what happened, unfolding in real time. It's a stark reminder that crisis doesn't announce its arrival. The attack is swift and brutal. The dog reaches Jeremy, clamps its jaws onto his leg, and violently pulls him from the bike. He hits the concrete hard. For a terrifying moment, the dog begins to drag him. You can see Jeremy, small and helpless, trying to crawl away, to escape the unprovoked assault. It's a moment that would stun animal behaviorists and horrify millions. Then from off-screen, a blur of fur launches into the frame. It's Tara. In a flash, the quiet family pet transforms into a fierce protector. She slams into the much larger dog at full speed, a perfectly executed broadside hit. There's no hiss, no warning posture, just pure, decisive action. It's a full defensive tackle that breaks the dog's grip and its focus. She immediately gives chase, driving the aggressor away down the street, ensuring the threat is neutralized. Her mission accomplished, Tara instantly turns and runs back to Jeremy's side, pacing near him as his mother, alerted by the commotion, rushes outside. The immediate danger is over, but the aftermath is just beginning. Jeremy needed 10 stitches to close the wounds on his leg. Doctors later confirmed that the outcome would have been far, far worse if the dog had kept its grip for even a few more seconds. Those critical seconds, the ones that hang between a bad injury and a tragedy, Tara took them back. She saw danger before anyone else did, and she stepped into it. Now here's where the science comes in. Cats defend their space, they protect their routines, but charging a much larger dog that's already mid-attack, that's exceptionally rare. It's so unusual that animal behaviorists around the world took notice, trying to understand what made this moment different. They concluded it wasn't one single impulse, but a perfect storm of 3 powerful forces working together. The first is territory. Tara wasn't just in any yard, she was on home base, the map she knows by paw and by scent. This was her domain, and an intruder had breached its walls. The second force is attachment. To Tara, Jeremy wasn't just a child, he was child, a familiar and comforting part of her daily life. This deep bond transformed a territorial defense into a personal one. She wasn't just protecting a place, she was protecting a family member. The third, and most critical factor, is rapid threat recognition and interception. This is where a cat's brain operates like a sophisticated predictive computer. In the milliseconds it took for the attack to unfold, Tara's mind was already running the calculations. She didn't run from the larger predator. Instead, she read the dog's trajectory, predicted its next move, and chose the most effective path to stop it. She attacked from the side, a classic feline hunting tactic used to disable larger prey by hitting their flank and breaking their momentum. It was a pure, instinctual tool set honed over thousands of years for hunting, but here it was repurposed for protection. This wasn't random aggression, it was a calculated protective strike. And because cats don't have a reputation for this kind of targeted cross-species defense, Tara's case became a landmark event in animal cognition research, offering a rare, real-world window into the powerful connection between instinct, attachment, and incredible bravery. The security footage went viral worldwide. Tara received awards, Jeremy healed, and researchers used this footage as a real-world example of cross-species protective behavior in domestic animals. Because, like Kabang, Tara didn't hesitate. She didn't make noise, she didn't warn, she intervened. And here's the reveal. A street dog in the Philippines, a house cat in California, different species, different environments, different threats, but the exact same pattern. They saw danger before humans did, and instead of reacting, they stepped into it. Which makes you wonder, how many times do animals save us in ways we never even realize? Hey, I hear Rocky, Nix, and Scooby. Let's go see what they're up to.
Hey, enjoying our stories? Buy my dad a coffee. Thanks. On behalf of myself, my pups, and my dad, we thank you for watching.
Please remember to like
And subscribe. We get bones.
Christmas may be over, but you know what isn't? Cats and dogs still freezing, still hungry, still waiting. This winter, your local animal shelter needs help more than ever. Please donate today and help keep them warm, fed, and safe.